Welcome to watching show that you can watch going right, left, right for now.
Okay. Oh, I guess not quite.
Where do we go now?
She
Right,
just
right,
told
left,
you.
right.
I don't know. I tried to inject at least some semblance of calm, but we had no clue. None at all. Not where to go. Not where Shurik was. Not where he was married a long time ago.
What if we get lost?
Yeah, right. Let's leave a mark that we've already been here. I picked up a rather large stone and carefully carved a cross onto one of the logs supported by the ceiling. There. Now we'll know that we're lost. That's not how that works.
Good.
Slavia smiled.
So which way?
There we go. Right, left, right.
That's my first guess. Go.
There seems to be another road. Yeah. There seems to be another fork in the road. Left. There seems to be another fork in the road.
Right.
And now what?
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good job. You redeemed yourself. After another turn, the flashlit light. Well, at least that's something. To tell the truth, I was so tired of wandering around this mine that I had completely stopped thinking about Shurik. I only wanted to find an exit as soon as possible.
What's behind it?
We're just about to find out. Past the door, there was a small chamber which looked either like the utility room of a boiler house or like
If he actually knew like what Shirk was gonna do, this is when you just knock him unconscious and drag him back.
something like short, just like I don't have time for this.
Stop. Yeah, because you're about to be stupid.
The floor was littered with empty bottles and the walls were painted with a massive graffiti, which meant that other people had more than once visited this place before us. Although from the look of things, they had done so rather not long ago, and not very good graffiti either. I'm talking like, why did you bother graffiti? I was running the flashlight's beam around the room, trying to check every part of it, when suddenly I felt Shurik curled up in the corner.
Shurik!
Cried Slavia. However, it looked as if he was not paying any attention to us. Here you are. We've been looking for you all night. Why in the world did you come here? Shurik looked at me with hazy, unseeing eyes. And who are you? What do you mean, who are you? Get up and ready, let's go. I'm not going anywhere with you. Shurik turned away and stared into the darkness again. You want to trick me again? You'll make me go in circles through the tunnels, won't you?
This is different.
You will. I know you for what you are. Maybe he's seen other ones of me, and then one of the bad me's made him forget.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be kind of interesting. Shurik's voice turned into an infernal whisper. Cut this. Stop. Cut. I wanted to approach him and pull him upright, but Slavia stopped me.
Don't
He's mine.
pull him upright. Mine! Yeah. He's not quite himself.
Well, no shit. I'm not quite myself either. You want to hear all night? You sure won't be quite yourself. She shook her head reproachfully and slowly went up to Shurik while carefully staying in the light.
I said mine. It's all right. It's me, Slavia.
For real?
No.
Sure. No.
She pulls her mask off. Oh, yeah.
Shurik looked at her and immediately started sobbing quietly. Does he remember?
Of course. Who else could it be? And that's Simeon with me. We came to find you. Everything's fine now.
Are you really not them? Them, huh?
Certainly not. We're us.
She doesn't know
And
that.
you're mine.
He tried to get up, but he was apparently disoriented and would have fallen if not for Slavia, who caught him by the arm.
Easy there, careful.
When they came up to me, I said, "All right, fuckers, time to get out of here. We can't go back. But where? Into the mine? Yeah. Shurik was speaking calmly, but at the same time his voice was trembling slightly. I don't think he's going to charge us. Why is that? It's where they are. Who are they? The voices. What voices? I was starting to lose my patience. This place and this situation certainly weren't normal, but if there had been anything paranormal here, then by the laws of horror cinema, it should have long since showed its face by now.
Calm down, Shurik. They're just my voices.
He took a few deep breaths and started, "Yay!" That's the noise he makes. I needed some spare parts for the robot. Vibrator. And I heard that there was a bomb shelter in the old camp. And there's usually a lot of different equipment in bomb shelters. It's old, of course, but worth disassembling. You can always find coils, resistors. So I went early in the morning. I thought I could finish quickly and get back by breakfast. I got everything I needed. He took some light bulbs.
This is all new.
He took some light bulbs and wires out of his pocket and showed them to us. But then, up in the bomb shelter, I heard some sounds from behind the door. Something like moans. Or wait, yeah, that's what I was thinking. At first, I got scared, but then I thought that a person could be in danger, so I went there. And here was this mine, this damn maze. I got completely lost. And the voices always telling me something, sometimes shouting, sometimes whispering, and I can never make out the words.
I will tell you the words.
Buddhist.
The words are, if it had not been for Cotton Eye
Yes.
Joe, I would have been
Yes.
buried a long time ago.
He's like, no, stop. Don't say it anymore. Yeah.
I can't bear to hear what happens.
Where did you come from?
No.
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
It's like emotional.
Yeah.
He was ready to burst into tears, but Slavia patted him across the face.
It's okay. I know you're not Cotton Eye Joe. And we know where he came from.
Anyway,
We know where he went.
no, we don't. That's the whole point.
We've asked him.
We asked him. Why don't you ask him? I found this room. At least here you can't hear them. So you decided to sit and wait for rescue like in a B film. Oh, yeah, sarcastic.
Like the B movie.
Have you seen
like
the
jazz?
character with Patrick Warburton? Slavia shot an angry glance at me. Wow, she's got a little angry furrow going on. Well,
like jazz?
in any case, it's time to get out. If there are no objections, come. I know a shortcut. A shortcut? Yeah, you know, I walked all over this place. All right. Okay, wow, he's actually leaving with us without being passed out or whatever. Sure,
He's
did
not gonna
not
charge you?
lie. Yeah, I said,
Interesting.
didn't think so. Indeed, after wondering for just
If
about...
he knew how to get there, why did he stay in there?
Because he was a bitch. I couldn't be the
stupid.
biggest bitch in this story. It'd be stupid. It was
Oh
already,
my gosh.
That's-
I'll lead you the way out. But I was stuck here because the voices.
Whoa. Yeah, it's dumb. Indeed, after wandering for just about 2 minutes in the mine, we found ourselves under a gate through which we could see the sky.
Great.
Then I saw our way out and said, "Great!" Then why didn't you get out yourself? That was your pun. I just amended it. Try it, you'll see. I pulled myself up and pulled on the gate a few times. It's true, you can't break it just like that. Gotta use something heavy. Slavia, get
Yeah.
your...
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Look down at Slavia and Shurik.
Try the flashlight, baby.
The flashlight.
It's fat.
I fumbled with it. It was not one of those cheap Chinese fakes from the 90s, which I used to have a lot in our summer cottage. No, it was real Soviet durable metal flashlight.
Go Soviet Russia.
Yeah, something
Down
like...
with China.
Join your workforce. Not a hammer, of course, but if I had tried hard enough. I swung it and started smashing at the gate, aiming for the spots where it was attached to the wall. Soon I got lucky. I heard cracking sounds and a few bolts fell down. It would make more sense that the engineer did it. He kind of is an engineer. A minute later, I was laying on the grass under the monument and breathing in the fresh night air with delight. Although after the mine, any air would seem fresh. Well then, I'll be going, bitches. Shurik looked a bit lost. I eyed him questioningly for a bit, but ended up saying nothing and just waved my hand for a goodbye. After all, I had neither the strength nor the will to talk with them. And what would I say to him? Scolding him now is no use, and the same probably goes for trying to learn anything. Holy shit, that was close.
What a night.
Slavia was sitting next to me and looking dreamily at the moon. Right so. Someone told me just a week ago that I would go into a pioneer camp and wouldn't even have to crawl through bomb shelters.
But it was fun.
That doesn't count. I'm going to skip that one. In a way, there was indeed something amusing about all of this, but there was also something strange during the last few hours. Absolutely anything could have happened to me, but in the end, nothing at all had happened. In a couple of years, I would probably remember this as just a funny incident from childhood, if I lived that long. What do you think? Did he really hear something there?
I don't know. It's possible, of course, but it most likely was just his imagination. Is that the situation anyone could start imagining things?
That was not only the most logical explanation, but also the most probable one, because nothing had happened to me in Slavia. Well, yeah, for one thing, he should go see a psychiatrist.
Yes, he should. My psychiatrist.
Laugh, Slavia.
All right, time to go to bed.
Me.
That's my favorite vowel.
The music gets romantic because
Yeah.
that's what did it for her.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I felt like I needed to say something to Slavia. I was not sure that I wanted to, but I could feel the need. I saw you naked. Thank you
For what?
for giving me a surprised look, for holding my hand when I was being a bitch. That's basically what he said.
It was nothing.
Slavia blushed. Her facial index meters were not working. I was in her debt again. I wonder how I could repay her, at least partially. Maybe a couple inches. I just want to let that bad joke stink for a bit longer. So
Okay,
let it sit.
let it simmer.
Okay, you laughed, so
Just
it
the fact
worked.
that you did let it simmer was funny.
I stared at the night sky, slowly falling
Well,
asleep.
there's a
Of
penis
course,
in the sky.
is there?
Yes.
I see it.
Yeah. Do you see the head?
Penis. Yeah, I see
Yeah,
it.
that's
The
penis.
It's only a couple inches of space penis. All of today's adventures left me so tired that I had no more strength left. You know, under different circumstances, I would have surely confessed my love to you, I said, losing touch with reality. See, he's just so overly dramatic when it comes to this. Thoughts usually work much faster than common sense. But Slavia wasn't there anymore. It's probably for the best. At least she didn't hear. Though it's strange, why did she leave without saying goodbye? Well, whatever. I'll sleep on it to see you in the morning. Oh, I guess he's not sleeping, and I guess we're changing like that. Oh, that's right. Olga chews me out. Okay, so maybe I can skip this. Come on, Mousy. There's light in the window. That's not working yet. That means she's waiting for me. I remember this, though. It means I'm in for a lecture again, and this time it will be as pointless as ever. I had absolutely no desire to discuss whether I was right or wrong. The teacher standing nearby was beckoning me like a friend, as if suggesting this music is so intense. Should sleep on it, forgetting about the mine, Shurek, and the camp leader. Here you are, I said blankly, looking at my chiseled desk chair.
Semyon.
Yeah. We found Shurek. Slavia will give you all the details tomorrow. Oh, fuck off. She looked at me confused for a moment and replied,
Oh, well, fine.
yeah, that's over. We're done. Thank you. That was no need to be dramatic. I'm going to bed. I don't know if mentioning Slavia played its role, but half a minute later, I was already in my bed. The events of the day kept turning over for a short while in my head, but soon it started to ache, and it was as if my consciousness switched to safe mode and started to reboot. Day 5? Nah, it's not enough dialogue for day 5.
Yeah.
Guess it is. All right.
Okay. Next choice is going with Slavia,
Easy
which is probably the
choice.
strawberry one or whatever.
Right. We ran.
Oh, my.
Next one, Slavia. You
Yeah, I don't know
You
that-
gotta double check all yours before.
This is building this is getting stuff for the freaking cake or whatever.
Right, the shirt cake.
Yeah, and we know all this stuff.
We do. I refuse you. I'm just gonna double check with you again.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
I refuse. No wire for you, little. Oh, I never said no to her before. So maybe this is important. I don't know. Just read it really quick.
And I'll tell everything.
You tell everything anyway, or Alyssa will.
I get lost.
I win. Yeah, sure. As if that was my fault.
It is you were watching us.
This does come into play later. This is when you were naked and they were they were taking their boobs off or something. No, I wasn't.
taking their boobs
Yeah,
off.
but no matter, you never watched them do it. You can't say that they don't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it, I actually was.
Alyssa doesn't think so.
She doesn't agree with me about a lot of things.
And Olga Dmitrievna won't be happy either.
You know what? I started to lose my temper. If you want to tell everything, go ahead, right now. And don't forget to mention that the government's default, world depression, global warming, and the Genesis flood are all my fault too.
Oh, come on, stop overreacting like that. I was joking.
Joking? I suddenly realized that I wound up too much. Your jokes are stupid. Your face is stupid. What am I supposed to do every time? Guess if it is real or just a joke?
Yeah,
She grinned.
it's more funny that way.
Alyssa turned around and ran towards the square, waving her hand in parting. Still, you can't deal with her in a harmonious way. I sighed and went back to the club quarters. I was building something with rapt attention. Slavia. We've seen all this, so it's gonna.
Yep. Then you're gonna do thanks to the girls' help.
Ah, yes, that one's very soon.
Yep. Thanks to the girls' help.
I probably did this before. Yeah, I did.
Next thing you're gonna do is do nothing. Just stay seated. Don't go to Lena and Alyssa.
Okay, well then I'm gonna just slam the door.
Yeah,
in Miku's
this is all
face.
just you can skip all this stuff because
Yep.
we've seen all this.
Poor people. I've done all this. I don't really care. Come on, mouse, get your tail. Something
yeah.
pun. Music. Did we ever finish any tree? This is our first tree. Good. Okay. This is our first tree we're following with a prompt.
an ending,
Do
yeah.
nothing, just stay seated.
Yes, that's the next one.
All I was doing is this, and then we'll
Tried to
see-
find Slavia.
Okay.
Yay, we're so close.
This is gonna be new. Yep, it's new. I wanted to know where Slavia had gone, though I also wanted to leave this place as fast as possible, and if not to finally lie down to sleep, then at the very least to spend some time alone, away from these pioneers and Olga Dmitrievna, who just couldn't wait
This is
to
when new
occupy
stuff is going to start happening,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
that's what I was saying. Shit. I picked a good moment and fled into the forest. Apparently my mic was pointed downward the whole time. Oh, jeez. And I was talking to the side of it. Night had fallen onto the camp, an absolutely normal and unremarkable night. Boring. One of those nights when the dark sky, stars, or crescent moon don't trigger any special emotions, when the crickets chirping and the singing of night birds seemed more like an everyday routine than a nocturnal course. I wandered around the forest with no special purpose, trying not to get too far off from the old camp. After all, there was a chance to meet Ulyana out here, and that natural disaster would probably be even worse than the camp leader. I sat down on a fallen tree and started thinking, why is all this happening to me? Why do I keep getting myself into foolish situations every time and everywhere? Even having suddenly appeared in a weird pioneer camp in the middle of nowhere, I don't get to become a subject in an experiment, a victim of a sick cosmic mind, or a particular in an intergalactic war on the side of a group of suicide-prone pacifists like a regular hero of science fiction. No.
Hey, have you noticed that other copies of you haven't showed up yet, I think? Because this
You're
is
right.
normally
They
when you
haven't-
talk to him.
They haven't showed up, and I think they do normally.
I think it's because when you're on the right track to get a real ending, that he doesn't bug you. Because he only bugs you when it's
Well,
like
I'm
a
asking-
worthless
I guess.
playthrough.
Huh. Yeah, I think that's a good.
I
point.
don't know.
I think you're right.
I just now noticed I don't think we've seen him.
look. I'm getting 13 FPS up there. Technically, we're getting 1, but I mean, I like
one per minute.
yeah, one frame per second.
Right,
which
right,
means
right.
One picture.
I know but I'm saying because we're on the same picture for so long, it's literally 1 frame per
So
minute
it's
or
literally
whatever.
like 0.06 per minute. No, I get to hide in the night forest from a raving camp leader and her workhorse pioneers. The stars in the sky were shining brightly. Perhaps they give their light not only to me and this camp, but also shine on the city where I was born and where my old home is. It was as if pain settled in my chest. Why am I dying? Oh, whoa! He was back. I guess he just envisioned it. I envisioned my old flat clearly, and a detestable burning started making its way from my stomach to my throat.
Oh, anybody got Tums?
No. It was not wistfulness, more like a sad reminiscence. So do you think he was actually experiencing real life for a second, or he was just remembering
I don't
what
know.
it was like?
That's a good question.
Because despite all that's happened, I felt more alive in less than 5 days here than I had for the last several years there. Now I really wasn't sure if I wanted to go back. Only one question still ate at me: how and why I ended up here. Right. It flared up yet again in my mind. I haven't spent much time seeking answers, or even just thinking about my situation lately. My thoughts were occupied with everyday routine affairs, and now in order to break away and be able to wish to stay here for good, I need to understand the nature of this place. It's just that even a nightingale in a golden cage has the right to know how and by whose will he got in there, and after that to make the choice whether to stay or not. Probably I would have been lost in my existential thoughts for a long time, but I heard voices approaching. Olga Dmitrievna in the pioneers. Guess I didn't find her. Looks like they're proceeding with their hike. I headed to the camp at a fast pace. I have no desire to go back to the camp leader's cabin because I would surely be scolded, and just waiting for it is much worse. Soon enough, I arrived at the beach, and I wasn't alone here. A pioneer uniform was lying on the sand. Ooh! You know what this means, right?
Oh, good.
Yeah, a girl's one. And the shirt had room for a huge Mahatma.
Yeah, right.
But no one seemed to be swimming in the water. I almost thought it was some new devilry when suddenly a voice came from behind.
Skipping out on the hike. I thought you were still in the woods.
I turned around and saw Slavia in a bikini. Sorry, I guess I interrupted you.
That's okay. I'm almost done.
I read that I'm always this way.
I'm always done.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to have a swim during the night?
Oh, well, is it prohibited?
I don't know why it's not really a good character for her. It actually sounds like something Oyana would say. Why is it prohibited? Like that's actually kind of funny for her. I don't know. Well, no, it's just what Olga Dmitrievna mind you leaving early?
But you did the same.
Slavia gave me a quick glance. Yeah, but I'm special. I sat down the sand and stared at the river. You didn't like the hike, did you?
No, it's not that. I just wanted to be alone for some time.
Ah, and I've interrupted you.
No, not really.
That's not like you at all.
What are you talking about?
Well, usually when you're trying to be alone, you're naked, and I didn't see you that way this time.
Well, I'm not a robot that can only act according to a predefined program, silly.
I love how that Reed was just informed by her expression. Well, I'm not a robot.
I'm not a robot.
She laughed. You got that right. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Haribo. Yeah. I was still puzzled, and my fatigue was also becoming stronger and stronger. Come on, little guy. Don't let me down now. My mind was absolutely blank.
Fatigue, get up.
Fatigue, no.
Fatigue is a funny name for a penis.
To be precise, it was so heavy and full. What's he talking about? His head?
Fatigue.
So that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell there. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway full of speeding thoughts overtaking each other and causing gigantic chaotic crashes, then now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny path in a distant desolate forest which is only used in times of absolute necessity. So I said the first thing, chaos is my mind. This should be funny, but it won't be. Don't you think it's all pretty strange here?
Strange.
Everything that's happens here. It's the ideal model of a pioneer camp. Of course, it's not like I know a lot about them. It looks exactly like I imagined it.
What are you talking about?
Slavia glanced at me perplexedly. Did you ever feel that you were not where you belong?
I don't know.
And she goes, oh, I know exactly what you're feeling. Reminds me of Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
He's never, where is he going?
Uh-huh.
More
I don't know. Everywhere I've ever gone is mine.
More precisely, not where you are meant to be at all. As if thousands of kilometers away from home or even another galaxy.
I don't understand you.
We're similar in this. Why? No, you're not.
Because he doesn't understand himself. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay. I laid down on my back and looked at the stars. And what would you think if I told you that I'm an alien from the future?
Are you?
Asked Slavia in dead earnest. Well, let's assume I am. How should I return to my time?
Do you really want to?
Yeah, all the conversations with her that have to do with my situation, even the slightest hints of it, always end up at the same place. It's like she's offering me a chance to stay, almost insisting on it. Well, let's say I'm not sure. There, as we could call it, everything is more like home to me, or rather more familiar. Practically everything is known to me, and I'm prepared for any situation. And here it's the other way around. Literally, every little thing comes as a surprise, and everything's different.
Is it really that bad?
I wouldn't call it bad, unfamiliar, unclear. Sometimes it can be hard to change something, especially for people with my personality.
But what do you really want?
To start with, I can't answer that question until I find out exactly where here is.
Then go and find out.
Now you're talking sense. If only it were that easy. But
what's so difficult about it?
everything's difficult. I don't
What a
even know
whiny
where to
bitch.
start.
Yep.
I'm constantly being distracted by huge Mahanamhoogs.
You are talking about it so seriously. It's almost like it's all real.
She laughed. Who knows? A pretty long silence followed. Suddenly, Slavia sneezed.
Bless you!
Shut up! I mean, bless you.
Thanks.
No, another long pile silence. It wasn't a good idea to swim at night. You could get ill. Hurry to your cabin. It's cold out here.
It's nothing. I'd rather sit here with you a bit more. 'cause you're mine. Now just let me dress.
Well, I was certainly flattered, but... Oh, no! Oh. Let's go. I'll walk you. We didn't even walk a dozen steps before Slavia grasped my arm.
I got it.
Mate, what's the matter?
Told you you're mine. Oh, I just suddenly felt dizzy.
I touched her forehead. It was burning. I was never able to measure body temperature by touch, but in this case, it was obvious. I told you!
Achoo.
Fuck! Come on, let's go!
No, I could infect Shenya. Listen, we better go to the infirmary.
Shenya's expendable!
Infect her with what? A cold that you get from swimming at night? Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
And she's... And what would you do in the infirmary at night alone? That's nonsense.
All the drugs. No, it's not nonsense.
All the drugs.
If you don't want help, then I'll go by myself.
Oh my gosh. She let go of my hand and was ready to leave. Don't get upset. Put this on. It's cold.
I handed her my underwear.
I handed her my sweater. Thanks. I handed her my sweater, which I'd brought with me on the hike. Where did you get that from? Finally found some use for it, good boy.
Thanks.
She pulled the sweater on and gave me such a tender and caring look that I just couldn't argue with her anymore. Because they actually drew the sweater on her. Okay, fine, the infirmary it is, as you say. 5 minutes later, we were standing by the infirmary door and Slavy was picking out the right key. Right! Forgot about the keys. I still consider this idea quite foolish. Nobody ever died from the common cold. At least not in the past century. I couldn't see any good reason to spend the night in the infirmary. You can't see any good reason? Fine, you Slavy opened the door and leaned on my arm.
I'm still a bit dizzy.
She said guiltily with full bullshit. Slavy landed on the bed. I sat on the chair nearby. So how do you feel about that? Listen, alone for the whole night in the infirmary. After all, at least Zhenya could get you a glass of water if you needed one. She wouldn't catch the illness. She's young and strong.
It's all right. I don't want to bother anyone, and the nurse will come tomorrow.
I suddenly imagined myself in Slavy's place. Imagine that I had to spend the whole night here alone. Oh, look how nice and thoughtless you're being. And shivers ran down my spine. Listen, maybe I could stay with you for a while. I owned the look to Slavy. He's just being like a weasel. And in fact, I didn't want to leave.
What for? Everything will be fine. Thanks for walking me over. You should go and get some sleep.
I still think...
It's fine.
For a moment...
When she disagreed with me, I threw the apple that was in here earlier at her head. For disagreeing.
Because continuity and payoff.
Yeah, that's why it's here. That's why we're all here. Throw us at Slavia's head.
That's why we're here. That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
It's existential. I love it. Of course, nothing terrible will happen to her here, but I myself would feel more relaxed if I stayed with her. It's more about me, you see. It's about me. I think...
Oh, come on.
Slavia cried out as if offended. It's like she would not give her consent, and I kept bothering her. You won't throw me out, will you? I smiled slyly.
All right, but if you get infected, you only have yourself to blame.
I was happy with
all the STDs.
Yeah, I have every kind of disease that I haven't told you about.
Then what shall we do?
There should be some playing cards in the chest.
I opened up her
Chest.
boobs, and then inside was the playing cards. Yeah, the chest.
She casually pulls them out of her cleavage, like she keeps a
Right.
stack or whatever.
They're in the chest. I told
They're in
you.
yep. Durak. In fact, I didn't know any other games except that one in poker.
Okay.
Oh, wow, you're playing the game again.
Nope. I don't think so.
You don't actually
I didn't
play it,
think
man.
so. We spent a lot of time playing. I completely lost track of time. We chatted, laughed a lot. Slavia didn't seem ill at all. She's full of bullshit. Then midnight came. Huh? Only midnight.
It's time to sleep.
Probably.
But where are you going to go?
I have a home. She gazed at me.
Come on. You shouldn't be sitting in here with me.
I can do it anyway. At that moment, I could even fall asleep standing up. Slavia watched me for some time and then drew a curtain and said,
Good night.
Night. I lowered my head into my arms and fell asleep in an instant. Despite being exhausted, I slept uneasily. It was more of a slumber.
What is the difference?
It's the music. Okay,
It's
interesting.
kind of fun.
Yeah,
Arpeggiated.
I like it. I could see this in a Nintendo game. My awareness kept leaving me and returning again. The best possible state for dreaming, something psychedelic. Bus number 410 drove past the room. It was snowing from the ceiling, and my computer's monitor suddenly rose from the middle of the table. Wallpaper blended through the walls. Rubbish piles rose to the floor, and my old bed materialized in the corner. So it looks like he's waking up in his bed and kind of seeing his room. I was in my old flat again. The scenery changed to that of my hometown. It was like I was running through endless hordes of people, bustling in and out. And then darkness fell on me. So he went out in public and got hit by a bus and died?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Primal universal darkness. I jumped up in terror. I want to know what happens next. Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good time to mention that we cannot until next time.
Yeah, I think there's going to be...
There's a lot more.
Jeez, I thought that we could do it in one episode,
Yeah,
but there's so much stuff when
there's
you
so
actually
much.
do the right paths.
Yeah, and the fact that it now kind of looks like our one playthrough that we did, I thought that'd be most of it. It looks like that's not even maybe half the content was one playthrough.
Well,
maybe half.
Maybe,
It
but
looks
we've
like
done
it.
we've done a good portion of Lena's. We've done a good portion of Alyssa's, and we've done
Right.
several things in Ulyana's too. We
So
did
when
the
we-
least of Slavia's, frankly.
Yeah, so when we go back and do all these paths, we can skip a lot of it. So
Yeah,
hopefully it won't be like a whole bunch, which I'm happy to say.
I bet
I'm-
the endings will be a lot longer though. So because
Yeah.
like this was pretty long, and then the next day there's still 2 questions that we haven't even. I don't
there's
know.
a lot of questions. I don't know if they're going to get answered.
Well, there's 2 questions we have to answer tomorrow that we haven't even been asked yet. So it's like, oh, interesting. I wonder what the options are, what the context is for answering this way. You know, there's so much stuff.
all right, well, I'll suck it up.
Next time we'll do it.
Yes. Won't you join us and not spoil it?
Hug all your kids and your
Spread the illnesses.
body pillows.
What?
Hug your body pillows,
Slavia
everybody.
body pillow.
Yes.
Or whichever pillow you affiliate
I
with.
wonder if there's a Slavia body pillow.
You better bet your ass.
There is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to be visiting Amazon with a particular search. Joking.